really like held us together and helped us not completely fall and allow this industry to like devour us, because it absolutely can. Hey y'all, my name is Nandy Martin. I am a singer, songwriter, actress, entrepreneur. I do a little bit of it all. Born and raised in southern Louisiana to two Honduran parents who, by the grace of God, have always been so supportive and encouraging to my siblings and I about just always following our dreams, no matter what anyone tells us, no matter how hard it may be to get there. Always work hard to get to where you want to be. So I don't even know where to begin. I feel like there's so much to uncover, but I guess I'll go ahead and start with the fact that ever since I was a little girl, like 4 or 5 years old, I always knew, like there was just something in my heart that knew that whatever my like profession would be once I got older, I knew that it would be something in the arts and entertainment, just being creative, just in general. Like I just knew that that was what I wanted to do. I didn't know how I was gonna get there. I didn't know how it was gonna happen, because being from southern Louisiana, especially at that time, Hollywood South was like not even a thing. So yeah, I didn't really know how the heck it was gonna happen, but I just knew that that was what I was being called to do. So fast forward to 2011, my sister and I started at an acting school. We started at the acting school, did a 5-week course, absolutely loved it. We pretty much like learned all of the basics of like the auditioning process. And then we were asked like after the 5-week course by the director of the school if we wanted to go with them to LA to their talent convention that they do every year, twice a year. And we were at first obviously like a little skeptical about it. We were like, is this real? But then, you know, again, like our parents being so supportive and so encouraging about, you know, having us always follow our dreams. They were like, just try it out. You know, we'll support you guys and we'll just see what comes from it. So then come January 2012, we get to the convention. It was like a week long, super like high intensity, like auditioning, just a lot going on. But nonetheless, you know, it was still such an incredible experience. We ended up meeting up with agents and managers, the very first music producer that I ever worked with. And February of 2012, the next month, we go back to LA and officially sign with everyone. I remember just thinking like, wow, this is really fast. This is amazing. Like we're killing it. But of course, like most success stories, it definitely wasn't one of those things where it was like an overnight success story type deal. So then we ended up officially moving to Los Angeles, California in June of 2012. And I think that's where reality like really like started to sink in, and where we realized like, oh, okay, this is where it starts to slow down. But once you actually put yourself in the position to start auditioning or competing against other actors who have been auditioning for years and years and years and have huge resumes and stuff, like that's when it's gonna kind of get a little hard. And that's exactly what happened. I'll spare you guys the details, but just know that the journey definitely came with lots of blood, sweat, and tears. You know, like being a Christian in this industry, I think having a relationship with the Lord at all at the time, I think was the thing that really like held us together and helped us not completely fall and allow this industry to like devour us, because it absolutely can. And the same thing with like my music. You know, I've actually kind of talked about this on my own personal Instagram before, kind of shared a little bit about my music journey, how it was great, you know, like it was fine and stuff. And I got to work with music producers and I got to put, you know, little things out here and there, but it didn't end up happening in the way that I thought it would. You know, it was obviously like pretty discouraging, like music being like really my number one. And I remember questioning and wondering like, man, is this really what God wanted me to do? But by the grace of God, he brought it back into my life 6 years later and allowed me to kind of have like a second chance at it. In the midst of all of the ups and downs and the blood, sweat, and tears that came along, you know, with our journey in LA, and even still today, you know, we still have our our fair share of ups and downs even still today. Things are definitely not perfect. Wouldn't have wanted it any other way. And I think if I were to say anything to anyone who's watching this, who has a dream or, feels like they have a calling in life that maybe kind of feels like super far-fetched, or people have told you like, you're not going to make it, it's not going to happen. I think I would encourage you guys to just always know that, if God put it in your heart, and you have that desire to do it, just know that he's going to bring it to fruition. It may not happen in the way that you thought it would, and it's probably going to come with many ups and downs, and along the way you're probably going to encounter lots of people and things that you probably didn't think you were going to encounter ever in life. But just take that as your motivation to want to be better, to want to just keep pushing forward, because when you least expect it, it's literally it's just gonna happen, and it's just gonna be so sweet, and you're gonna realize wow, it was worth it. It's going to be so worth it when you come face to face with the promise. So I love you guys. Thank you all so much for taking time to listen in, if you even made it this far. And yeah, mwah.